Hello, I'm Lindsay, and this is the new Shelby GT350. It is one very special Mustang. You'll soon see why, but first, there are a couple things you have to understand. Number one, compared to the latest Shelby GT500 from 2014, this is a far different animal. That car was all about ultra high power output and straight line top end speed, just like the original 1967 Shelby GT500. And in 1965, Carroll Shelby created his original GT350 to achieve ultra-quick lap times on the twists and turns of road courses. Exactly what the men and women at Ford Performance did with this new GT350. It is the most nimble, dynamically athletic production Mustang yet. Number two, the way you should order this car is quite different from how you normally would have ordered your Shelby GT500. This car comes in 5 separate distinct performance variants, which must be ordered independently. These 5 different flavors of performance will appeal to different customers who will use their GT350 in different ways. We'll get more to that in a minute, but here's the critical point. If you just automatically order the top-of-the-line package, you could end up with a car that your customers don't want. Before you place the order, you must understand how your customers want to use this car, what flavor of performance they need for their purposes. Now let's look at those 5 performance variants. First, there's the base GT350, but there's nothing base about it. It starts from the 2015 Mustang, then the fun begins. The bodywork went through extensive design and development by Ford Performance engineers. The aim was efficient airflow for powertrain and brake cooling, reduced drag, reduced weight, and balanced front and rear downforce. An aluminum front bumper beam is part of that weight and balance equation. Every bit of the bodywork from the windshield forward is unique to this car, as are the rear fascia and diffuser. Under the hood is the most powerful naturally aspirated Ford production engine ever, a new, specially developed 5.2-liter V8 with over 500 horsepower and over 400 foot-pound of torque. It's the first ever production V8 for a Ford car with a flat plane crankshaft for very quick throttle response, and it produces this car's exotic exhaust snarl that's unlike anything ever heard from a Mustang. By the way, this is the same powertrain for all the performance variants. Power output and gearing is the same across the board. Suspension design also is unique to the GT350, with lighter weight components, closer tolerances for increased precision and lateral stiffness, along with springs and stabilizer bars that are designed and tuned specifically for this car. The GT350's brakes are the biggest and most powerful ever installed on a production Mustang. 15.5-inch front rotors, 15-inch rear rotors. Both are a 2-piece design with an aluminum hat in the center surrounded by the iron rotor ring. This design reduces unsprung weight and also heat transfer into the hub and bearing. The front rotors are cross-drilled with directional vanes that direct airflow through and away from the rotor for effective cooling. Front calipers are Brembo 6-piston, and the rears are Brembo 4-piston. Massive stopping power. These 19-inch aluminum wheels come shod with some unique for GT350 Michelin Super Sport high-performance tires. And inside, there are lots of special Shelby GT350 design touches, including the Recaro cloth seats with Miko suede inserts. Those are some of the highlights about the base GT350. Ford Performance has created a really amazing and desirable high-performance street car, also capable of some fun racetrack lapping that doesn't get too serious. But as I said in the beginning, performance comes in different varieties, and different customers will use their GT350 in different ways. One size does not fit all. So next, we have the GT350 with the Track Pack. This adds some equipment to make it more racetrack capable. First and foremost is the MagneRide suspension system. It's an electronically controlled, semi-active suspension. It continuously adapts shock damping to best suit the road surface and the driving dynamics. This is the first ever Ford application of MagneRide technology, and it's an extremely desirable performance enhancement. The Track Pack also adds oil coolers for the engine, transmission, and differential, essentials for any serious track use, plus an aluminum front strut tower brace. This car will suit the customer who thinks the base Shelby GT350 doesn't have enough hardcore race car in it. Wants to drive it to the track, then go out and dig in to turn some really fast laps. Next, we have the GT350 with Technology Pack. Bear in mind, this is an either-or proposition. You can't have the track pack, then add the Technology Pack. It's one or the other. With this car, you still get the MagneRide suspension, but then you get more features for more comfortable daily driver street use. Leather-trimmed seats, a 7-speaker audio system, all-new Sync 3, the enhanced voice recognition system. It has a capacitive touchscreen with swipe capability, and navigation with easy destination entry and an 8-inch screen. There's dual-zone climate control and more. This customer won't be using the car quite so much on a racetrack, and not as seriously, but does want the MagneRide suspension capabilities and also higher-end equipment for comfort and convenience. Okay, now we take the gloves off. This is more real race car stuff. The GT350R has all the track pack content plus lightweight carbon fiber wheels, saves 50 pounds compared to aluminum wheels. Ultra high performance 30 series Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires, some special and unique chassis tuning, a carbon fiber rear wing, and a more racing oriented design for the front splitter. Then to reduce weight even more, this car has no rear seats, no air conditioning, and no audio system. This is the one for a customer who wants a really serious track car with very limited street use. Someone who wants to take it out and try to wring out that last tenth of a second of lap time. Might even want this car as a basis for an all-out, non-streetable race car. This customer doesn't want anything that adds unnecessary, performance-robbing weight, isn't concerned about creature comforts or convenience. And finally, the GT350R electronics package. This is the R car equipped for comfort and convenience. It keeps the Recaro cloth seats with Miko suede inserts and also adds a 7-speaker audio system, a voice-activated navigation system, all-new Sync 3 and an 8-inch touchscreen, dual-zone climate control, a rear-view camera, and more. This customer wants to do some serious lapping on a racetrack, but be comfortable while driving, and can also use it on the street with a good range of comfort and convenience features. So here's the bottom line. 5 different cars for 5 different customers. The buyer who wants this car wouldn't even consider this one, and vice versa. Same thing for this one and this one. These cars are separate and distinct entities, both in terms of customer usage and your ordering process. Think of them as 5 different cars with no options for any of them. You can order the base GT350 or the track pack or the technology pack or the GT350R or the R electronics pack. 5 choices, no substitutions. Before you place that order, make sure you know your customer and how they want to use their car, so you'll receive the GT350 that's right for their kind of performance.